Shalom. Gesagt is our call from James Germany with a new lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor and thanks unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles who converse and told us the truth. Peace and blessings, salutation to you elect out there, spreading this truth, sincerity, and our security across the four winds. So, like I said, it's a brother Tazawar Kal back with another lesson. Though willing to feed the lambs of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And this lesson going to revolve around Mayaka, man. You know, Mayaka, the prophet at the time of the king Asa, which was the king of the northern kingdom, you know, and the king Jehoshaphat, the king of the southern kingdom of Judah, basically king of Judah at this time. So, because the king Asa was counseling the prophets if he should go out to fight against the king of Assyria, which was the Edomite Ben Hadad, you know. And he was counseling with these prophets, and then Jehoshaphat said, just to give you a little bit of background story that you understand what's going on. Then Jehoshaphat said, like, okay, do we have another prophet out here that we can maybe, you know, question and ask about the will of the Lord, if you should go out to fight or not? And he said, like, yeah, but this prophet never prophesied good about me. So he wanted to have this smooth words, like it says in the book of Isaiah chapter 30. You know, matter of fact, let me get that. The book of Isaiah. There for 1 second. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 9. And it says, let me start verse 8. No, go, write this before them in the table, and note it in the book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. See, so write it down. They're going to be read in the future. And it says, verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh. So these are the Israelites, man. Because they don't want to listen to the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They don't want to listen to the prophecies of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. They don't want to listen to his counsel. They don't want to take heed unto him. And it says, verse 10, which say unto the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. See? So, this is the state of the Israelites. Let me read that again. Which say unto the seers, which are the prophets, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And this is what the king Asa wanted from Mayaka. You know? This is what the king of Asa wanted from Mayaka. And you have to understand also in the background that the Heavenly Father spoke against Asa already, that he gonna die, that dog's gonna lick his blood, man. When you read 1 Kings chapter 21, you know? When you read that, you see that the Heavenly Father basically put judgment, you know, out against Asa, man. You know, Asa the king. And you have to understand, man, that this king was a wicked ruler in Israel, man. He followed Jezebel, you know, who killed the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and made basically the king and the nation, or led the king and the nation to serve Baal, man. You know. So this is the situation of Asa, man. And now he wants smooth things from the prophets, man. Come on, man. I'm just showing you the wickedness and the simpleness of our nation sometimes, man. Especially of the certain kings of our nation, because they didn't want to listen to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They rather listen to the wicked wicked prophets of other so-called gods, which are no prophets, man. They rather listen to them. Why? Because they spoke to them smooth things, because they had an easy way, you know, because they had no laws. They could do what the fuck they want to, man. Just, you know, make some blood sacrifices here and there. Like you can read also in the book of Kings. It gives you a really beautiful insight about the wickedness of these people, man. Because, for example, when Elijah came there to basically debunk the false prophets, you know, these so-called prophets of these so-called gods, which were no gods, which were just idols, dumb idols, they couldn't do shit. he put them to the test and said like, yo, listen, man. So, hey, we're gonna have basically, we're gonna come down here, make sacrifice to our, I do to my God, which is Yahweh, and you to your God. And yeah, we're gonna see who is the true power if fire gonna come down from heaven, man. So he did that. And what these false, or these so-called prophets, or these so-called priests of this false God did, they prayed to the God day and night that he bring down fire to prove that he is a God. And then eventually what they did, they cut themselves with spears and with basically knives, and made kind of like a blood sacrifice of themselves. They pierced themselves with that the blood runs out of them, man. So I just give you all there to give you a little bit insight of Asa, what he did, and yeah, what was really going on with him. And it says now we go back to the Salakia. Back to the book of course now it's not there anymore. Let me go back to the First Kings 22. So book of First Kings chapter 22 and let me start at verse 10. Well, bear with me 1 second. First Kings 22 and verse, let me start verse 12. And it says, and all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead, and prosper, for the Lord Yahweh shall deliver it into the king's hand. So that was like, yeah, man, just go up, fight against the Assyrians. And the Lord said, yeah, he's gonna give it to the king's hand, but he didn't say which king, which is the true thing, because he thought it's gonna be him, but this wasn't the case, because eventually he died because he got injured through an arrow and perished, man. He got injured through an arrow and perished to the supreme power of Yahweh Shem El Shai, because the arrow came between his armor, man. And then the blood ran out and he died, So verse 12, and now verse 13. And it says, and the messengers that was gone to call Mayaka, which means who's like the Most High, Mayaka, Yahweh, Yahweh, without the ha at the end, with the Y at the end. And it says, and the messenger that was gone to call Mayaka spake unto him, saying, behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them that speak that which is good. So he said, like, please just speak the same thing as them. But what did Micah answer? And Micah said, as Yahweh liveth, what Yahweh saith unto me, that will I speak. And this is really the mentality that we should have. It doesn't matter who stands in front of us. If it's family, if it's a king, if it's a ruler, if it's a so-called famous person, what the Heavenly Father give us to speak, this is what we should speak, man. Because these, like I read in Isaiah chapter 30, these people want smooth things, man. Especially the nation of Israel, but also these other nations, man. They want smooth things, lying tongue, so on and so forth. But we have to speak that which is right in Yahweh Shem El Shai's eyes, man. And not the things which are right in the people's eyes, man. It's about the Lord and about His will. We have to speak these things. And this is what Micah did, because he spoke in great boldness to the king, man. Because he told him, like, yo, you can read the rest for yourself. I want to go straight to the point. But matter of fact, let me keep on reading verse 15. So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Mayaka, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead? Yo, what the fuck is this? So, like, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord Yahweh shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, How many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord Yahweh? And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as a sheep that had not a shepherd. See? So he said, like, basically, I saw the nation of Israel. As a flock without a shepherd, which is without guidance, man. This is what he saw when he saw the nation of Israel with this wicked ass king. And I said, because Jehoshaphat, if you keep on reading in chapter 22, which I won't read the whole chapter, at the end you can read that he was a righteous king, man, and did that which wait for 1 second. Which was, I believe it was Asa. Did I say the whole time Asa? Bear for 1 second, man. Babak Shah. Bear for 1 second. So like, yeah, I missed, I said the wrong name. I mean Ahab. All these things that I said before was Ahab, okay, the king, not Asa. Asa was a righteous king of the southern kingdom, which was Judah, you know. But Asa was a righteous king, but Ahab was a wicked king of the northern kingdom, okay. So like before that I said the whole time Asa, but I mean Ahab. So Ahab was the king of the northern kingdom at this time, and Jehoshaphat was the king of the southern kingdom this time, what I'm speaking about right now. And Asa was the king of Jehoshaphat, which was righteous, man, you know. So now going back to 17, 2 Kings 22 and 17, and it says, and he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord Yahweh said, These have no master, let them return every man to his house in peace. See, so hey, they are without a guide. Why? Because Ahab, the wicked king, was no guide to them, man. You know, Ahab was no guide to them. He was just a wicked, selfish as ruler, which followed the female, and this was his basic downfall, you know. Like Jehoshaphat, he didn't follow female, but he set up two golden calves, and said, these are the gods that delivered you from Egypt, man. And this is the wickedness of our nation, man. There were always a wickedness in our nation, you know. And we have to understand that the Heavenly Father, we have to understand right now that the Heavenly Father is delivering us from that, man. How? By bringing the ultimate judgment and killing the wicked of all people, man. This is what's gonna happen. So it says, verse 18, and the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? See? So this is the thing. So the Heavenly Father gave the true word to Micaiah, you know. And the king was like, yeah, he speaks just evil things. No, he just speaks righteous things unto you, man. It may be perceived evil in your sight, but at the end, Micaiah said this. Let me go straight to the point. I think it was right here. Yep. So let me, oh shit. Oh, fuck. So like it. So he said this. Let me just keep on reading because the point is near there. Verse 19, 2 Kings 22:19. And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord Yahweh. I saw the Lord Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him, on his right hand, on his left. So this showing you the separation: right hand, the righteous angels for the righteous things, and then the angels on the left hand side for the wicked things, man. You know, there's all in the kingdom. There's righteousness, and the Heavenly Father has his basically his army. You know, they are angels for death, destruction, and killing. You know, and they are angels for salvation, deliverance, and peace, man. So it says, verse 20. And the Lord Yahweh said, who shall persuade Ahab, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? See that he gonna die, that he gonna go to Ramoth Gilead and die, man. Who gonna deceive him, basically? And it said, and one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. So they had a council, basically. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord Yahweh and said, I will persuade Ahab, and persuade him. Verse 22. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also, go forth and do so. So he said, okay, do that. Be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Verse 23. Now therefore, behold, the Lord Yahweh has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord Yahweh has spoken evil concerning thee. Verse 24. So like it. But Zedekiah, the son of Chenana, went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek. So he slapped him. Blah! You know? He slapped him and said what? Bear with me 1 second. I slapped him on the cheek. Yeah, and said, which way went the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh? From me to speak unto thee? So he said, like, yo, did he jump from me to thee? Verse 25. And it said, and Micaiah said, behold, thou shalt see in that day when thou shalt go into in the chamber to hide thyself. He said, like, yeah, you're gonna see where the lying spirit was, in me or in you. Who said the true thing, you or me? You know, because he said, like, yeah, you're gonna have to hide yourself when, you know, the report gonna come that the king died, and you know your prophecy was wrong. Verse 26. And the king of Israel said, take Micaiah and carry him back unto Ammon, the governor of the city, and Joash, the king's son, and say, this saith the king, put this fellow in the prison and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction until I come in peace. So you have to understand, man, Micaiah spoke bold, and you have to understand, he know if he speak these things, he's going to go against the king, and the king going to be offended, but he had to speak the word of the Lord, man. So this is the same type of mentality that we should have, man. We shouldn't hold back the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, because, hey, we can't hold back the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We have to speak this word in truth and sincerity, always in charity, man. And we have to speak the truth no matter who or what is in front of us, you know. Can be family member, can whatever the fuck, you know, it is. But we have to speak this truth. We have to, man. The name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We are not to have the faith of the Lord Yahushai with the respect of persons, man. So if a guy comes looking all fancy with godly apparel, so on and so forth, we shouldn't respect that, you know. We just speak of the truth. The Heavenly Father condemns, and He condemns him, man, you know. And say, yeah, verse 28. And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in peace, the Lord Yahweh has not spoken by me. So he said, like, if you come alive back, man, if you come in peace back alive, the Heavenly Father didn't speak with me, man. The Heavenly Father didn't use me to speak to you, you know. And says, and he said, hearken, O people, every one of you. So listen up, man. This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna die, man, you know. So now we're gonna read the book of James, what I just quoted. Just bear with me 1 second. Go to the book of James, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, my brethren, have not the favor for Lord Yahushua Mashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons, man. So see, we shouldn't have respect of persons. We should be like Micaiah, man. You know, and this is really one of our favorite precepts when we go back to 1 Kings 22 and 14. It says this, and Micah said, as Yahweh liveth, what Yahweh saith unto me, that will I speak. In the same mentality we should have. Whatever we got taught by the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua to us apostles, this is what we should speak, man. Nothing else. You know? Not falsifying judgment, not falsifying prophecy because of certain people is there, you know? Now we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. You know? This is what we should be. This is the mentality that we should have, man. Not in respect of persons, truth has to come out. You know? The Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, man. But hey, this is all I got. I wrote us up to the Spirit, power, mercy, grace of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, Hashem Kakadash. Was lesson edifying for the elect. I want to give once again all praise, glory, and honor and thanks unto Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and ministers of the truth. Peace and blessings salutations to the elect that they are spreading this truth and sincerity. And also church across the four winds, man. I pray and hope this was edifying. Hey, y'all, until the next one. Shalom.